There we go. I deeply apologize for that. I think because sometimes the way my camera is displayed, it uses this thing called split cam, and sometimes it messes up. Like, I think if you notice that like my camera all of a sudden like went to like weird colors, like it had like green on like one side and then split into something else, and I think that caused the issue. It should be a bit better now.
I'm looking at the stream right now. It looks pretty fine. So we're just waiting on the next game.
Yep, it looks like.
Are we going to be following Mr. Dream or completely on new players?
I don't know. I sent a message in chat. I'm just hoping that like whoever's first to message me will get casted. Um,
Yeah, get this ball rolling. Maybe the other games aren't done yet. So that was a reasonable game, 18 minutes.
yeah, it was. It was a little bit of a over-exaggerated game, but
Yeah, in reality about 10 minutes-ish. But yeah.
okay.
I wish we had more of a chat so we could talk to them in between, in the downtime.
I know. Everybody, come on, chat. Chat it up. That is what it's there for. If you're just joining us, I'm Steven Berger, aka Porky. You can follow me on Twitter at Steven Berger. This is the Tactical Carnage Weekly Sunday Tournament. Excuse me. We should be going into another game very shortly. Be sure to follow us on Twitter as well as Facebook, twitter.com/tacticalcarnage. Also, come to our website, tacticalcarnage.com. We're a gaming community for many games like World of Warcraft, Counter-Strike Source, and obviously StarCraft. And some Tactical Carnage news. We won our first clan war with our pro team yesterday against Impulse Gaming, so that was awesome. We won it 4-1. And I'm here today with...
I'm Visva. I'm also on the Tactical Carnage team. I'm a player and also a recruiter. So if you're watching this and you're not in Tactical Carnage and you would like to be, the minimum requirements to be in the clan as a player is platinum at least, and you have to play one of our players, and either I or ours, the other recruitment officer, will review your play, and you can get into Tactical Carnage and you can do these great tournaments with us, up your gameplay, and I'll tell you, if you are platinum or above, you will get to masters by practicing with all these players. We have tons of masters, tons of diamonds, so in it.
Okay, so it looks like Officer StarCraft has a question. He wants to know what we had for dinner. Well, I ordered Chinese food. I ordered a bunch of Chinese food yesterday because usually what I do, because the food here, like the food at school, it's not like it's horrible, but like it's the same thing everywhere. So I ordered some Chinese food, and it lasts me like 2 or 3 days. So I had some Chinese food today, leftover Chinese food. Actually, it wasn't even really. No, I did not have pork. I don't like fried rice. I like steamed rice the best. And I did see. Wait, yeah, that's true. Pork fried rice. I'm not a cannibal, so.
Oh, it seems I can't see the chat. It stopped after a certain point, so I'm gonna refresh. Missed out on a whole conversation. Sad face.
And it looks like. Let's see here.
Oh, now there we go.
So we are just waiting here for another game to get underway.
Oh, there we go. Now I see the chat. A little bit of DM from unnamed player calling out Dream, saying he sucks. Shoutouts to you, keeping it real.
First of all, okay, I didn't go out to get the Chinese food, and this was yesterday, but yeah, I didn't comb my hair yesterday either. Thing that you'll get to know, I never comb my hair usually. Um, the bestiness
I'm not a
attracts
big
the
fan either.
ladies, apparently. Apparently not. Or else I
Yeah,
wouldn't
the
be.
shaggy look.
Yeah, but I wouldn't
But
be here if my hair attracted the ladies. So you're lucky it doesn't attract the ladies.
touche, sir.
Plus, I didn't see delivery is awesome, especially when you can order food online. So I just went out to the bottom of my dorm building, gave the guy the money, and he gave me the food. So I didn't even go out. Although today I did go to the bottom of the building to do my laundry, and I played Protoss. If anybody from the tournament's watching, please message me so we have games to cast.
Yes, please, please, please. Don't be shy. Get
Otherwise we might just follow Dream. Okay, looks like Chaos 3 is about to start, so we will.
Chaos Theory, huh? Nice name.
Okay. And let me. Don't know if they're still on. Okay, this is round 2, so give me. Okay. Hopefully I get this right this time.
Another ZVT.
God.
Zelnaga, so maybe the Zerg will have a chance. I'd say more Zerg favored, but it promotes Zergs that don't take early thirds and don't play super greedy and go for that two base timing attacks with either bling blings and then expand and not play it too greedy and actually be aggressive. It favors that playstyle very much because there's a lot of corridors to go behind. There's a lot of areas of attack, especially for those speedlings. This will be an interesting game. We'll see how these players play it out.
Okay, and it looks like the game is about to go underway here.
Good luck, have funds going. Oh, actually, only have funds. No good
Oof.
ones. So
Some more BM.
no luck, just fun.
We can't all. I guess we can't all be good-mannered people like White Raw. But it's okay. So this is Zelnaga Caverns. We got Chaos Theory. No relation, I'm assuming, to the theory, to the actual Chaos Theory. Maybe he is. I don't know. He is spawning on on Zelnaga Caverns at about the 8 o'clock position, and then we have Dismal spawning as the light pink Zerg at about the 1 o'clock position. As always, I'm Steven Berger, aka Porky. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at Steven Berger. I'm the official caster for TacticalCarnage. This is our weekly Sunday tournament. Be sure to follow go to our website at TacticalCarnage.com. And as always, I'm here with.
I'm Visiva Starcraft, and I'm also a player in Tactical Carnage, and I'm also casting today. Maybe in the future as well. I pretty much enjoy casting. It's pretty fun as long as playing the game. Anything that has to do with StarCraft 2 is my thing to do. That's my little rhyme of the day. And we have Chaos Theory opening up with that 10 supply depot. That's a pretty revolutionary SCV right there. Going off to scout now. We'll call him Che Guevara for the time being. A revolutionary SCV on his way to the Zerg base to scout out what mischief is going on, and already queuing up some waypoints at the Zerg's natural. And unfortunately, there's none there. He's going to see the Zerg and, I mean, the drone and keep on going. So he's not going to block that hatchery when he could have. So that's an interesting chain of events right here, already in the very early game.
Yep, so we're going to have another early expansion here against the Terran player. We'll see if Dismal decides to go the route that that Dream decided to go with the medevac, or with the first little early push there with the bunker and the Reaper. But we'll have to see if he decides to put that tech lab down. Blah, 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 blah. We'll decide if he decides to put that tech lab down on the barracks. Speaking is not my talent or forte. It looks like we got a reactor.
Yep, and it's a reactor. So 50 gas, about to hit, or going to hit 100. I'm expecting a factory for some reactor Hellions. Still scouting in the main. Interesting thing to note though, Dismal, the Zerg player, has no overlord spread besides in the main here and over near the chasm at the natural. So he has not sent any overlords, doesn't plan to put them in any position to scout, doesn't want any position down south and over west to scout for drops or any of that. He wants his overlords to live, and this is good and this is bad. It's good because obviously you're saving overlords, but it's bad because you're not going to have that crucial information. If a drop comes, you're not going to know about it until it's in your base, stimmed and killing your drones, and that's never a position you want to be in as a Zerg.
Yeah, and it looks like Chaos 3 is going to be going with the early expansion here, and he is also putting the reactor on his tech lab, on his factory, sorry, and he switched it with his barracks, which is now getting a tech lab. It looks like we got two Zerglings being run up the ramp here for Dismal. Might be able to catch that SCV off guard, but it looks like that Marine's going to be able to fight back those little two Zerglings.
Yep, and it's the reactor Hellion opening, and he's going to float his barracks over and build that tech lab, so he's following up with maybe, we'll see, after these first two Hellions, will he switch it to the tech lab and build some blue flame Hellions, or is he going to switch it and build some siege tanks, or is he just going to leave it on the barracks and go for some stim or combat shield and get some early marine push? No, looks like he's adding on a starport, so we are going to see Banshees, surprisingly enough, but he has an expansion coming down, one gas, so he'll probably get one Banshee, I'm assuming, because he doesn't have enough gas to support any cloak or any of that kind of shenanigans, but yeah, one Banshee, so he's just going to lightly harass him, do these double Hellion, hopefully make the Zerg overcommit, already building a spine, we'll see how else he reacts. Already pulling all his drones, so there's a reaction, and that's what Chaos Theory wants. That's all he wants. He wants to force a reaction with these Hellions. Two Hellions, and look at the reaction he's causing by the
Wow, that's a lot of drones being pulled. And it looks like those roaches are going to be able to, or they should be able to fight off this attack. One Hellion is going to go down. But yeah, that was a lot of mining time that was disrupted by Chaos Theory. That was very well planned.
Yep, and this Hellion is still alive. These roaches aren't being microed to their full potential. They could be spread out at all the angles. This Sim City is going to help the spawning pool trapping that Hellion, so he's going to go down. But we have this follow-up to the Banshee. Do we already have a Banshee on the field? Nope, so this is the first Banshee coming out, and he's following this up with 1, 2, 3 barracks, count them, and another command center, and he hasn't flown his second command center down to his natural, so it looks like that's just a macro command center for the time being. And yeah, this is an interesting build from the Terran player. Already forced a huge reaction from just those two Hellions, so we'll see this follow up.
Okay, definitely looks like the one Banshee, like you said, is almost on its way out. It is a very interesting build, especially with those three command centers. I would assume that one of them should be flown over to the natural at least pretty shortly. And it looks like he's going to move that starport away from that tac lab, so we should be seeing some medevacs hopefully, and be seeing maybe some drops into the natural. And it looks like this Banshee is going to be heading over to Dismal's base, and we'll see if he can do any sort of harassment. It's going to get that one Zergling down at that Zone Naga tower.
Yep, and even though that doesn't feel like much, even just clearing out the Zerglings at the watchtowers is so crucial. You're getting rid of that map control, getting rid of that vision. Oftentimes players will just use a Banshee to clear off those towers so that they can clear themselves for a push. And looks like he's going to the other watchtower. Is he going to get this other Zergling? Yes, he is. But already Dismal puts 5 more Zerglings at the other watchtower. I don't know about this because there's a Banshee on the field and he can easily just snipe those 5 Zerglings. However, he can run away. But yeah, he really wants that vision. He really wants to know when a push is coming, which is a sign of a good Zerg player. He didn't get the information from the Overlord, so he's figuring just getting information from the Zerglings. He's still going to be vulnerable to drops, however. He only
Yeah,
has
look.
these. Oh, go ahead.
It looks like a Spire's going to be placed out here for Dismal, so that's going to do really well against possibly sniping off those medevacs, either with units in them or just because they can heal other units. Very crucial to get those down, especially in a big attack. Especially on this map, even on Xel'Naga Caverns, if you can do any sort of harassment through like the back alleyway, it's always good to do that.
Oh yeah, that's where Zerg thrives, with their Zergling run-bys, knowing exactly where your army is at all times, and knowing as soon as you move out, they can run Zerglings right into any mineral line they want. It's a little bit harder with Terran because with their macro mechanics, they rally just right back to their natural most times, so, and he already has tanks there, so Zergling run-by won't be too prevalent right here in this situation, but as you mentioned, that Spire is coming down, and that's going to help clear out those Banshees. Not going to make Banshees a viable option, but he's also getting an Infestation Pit at the same time, and I do not like this. He only has 4 gas. You cannot get both at the same time. Off 2 base, only 4 gas. He only has about to get 500 gas right now. What is he going to get? 5 Mutas, and then no Infestors? This is a completely a redundant building right here. He's getting the Pathogen Gland, so I don't know what the Spire was for then. So he's going down the Infestation Pit path, but neglecting that Spire. Maybe he just wants it just in case he needs them, but that's not a very efficient way to play Zerg.
Yeah, and it looks like Dismal is going to be getting a micro hatch here as well as taking his third now. Although something to note, his third is going to be coming a lot later than Dismal's third is, and Dismal's at the gold, and Chaos Theory is at the gold, and Dismal does not have a gold base up. And it looks like Chaos Theory is going to be pretty ahead on food. And if we take a look at the resources here, it looks like Chaos Theory is pretty ahead in minerals, and they're pretty even on gas. But Chaos Theory is ahead in harvesters. Plus, he does have those mules out, which are going to help him a lot as far as income goes.
Yeah, and Chaos Theory is just looking excellent right now. He has missile turrets set up at strategical locations all over his bases. He has wall-ins at every possible counterattack choke. The engineering bay down in Tasteless Secret Hallway, and we got the 3 barracks wall at the natural covering the left side, and then the right side he's got the tanks and the sensor tower just watching basically any attack path that the Zerg wants to take, because he doesn't have this low ground third, so he knows that's not going to be an option. So he really only needs to look at this sensor tower, and it's pretty much easy peasy right now.
Yeah, and it looks like Dismal's third is going to get spotted. It did get spotted by Chaos Theory, but Dismal's 2 Mutalisks were able to take out that Banshee. But Chaos Theory does know about that third base, and we'll see if he decides to do a drop over there soon and take it out before it gets started to mine. And it looks like we got 4 Infestors on their way out, as well as 22 Zerglings for Dismal, some more Medevacs and Siege Tanks, as well as a Ghost Academy is almost done for Chaos Theory, so possibly some, always glad to see some nukes. So hopefully some nuke play we'll be seeing.
Oh, he would make me a happy little boy if he got a nuclear missile right now. But as I said, the Spire, Infestor, at the same time, timing attack, whatever that was, I don't know, not very well planned out because he has two Mutalisks right now. I'm not sure that's what he really wanted, but these four Infestors gonna be able to get some nice fungals if he can control them. And it's one of those units like High Templar and Ghosts, the spellcasters, of course, that can turn the tide of a battle given your micro. So it's a really skill-based unit, and it favors people with good micro, and also you need good macro to be able to maintain.
And it looks like a drop's going to go down to Dismal's third base, and it looks like Chaos Theory is starting to inch forward here. Although as Chaos Theory is moving over to the left side, it looks like Dismal's going to head over to Chaos Theory's third base here. Banelings are going down, and that's going to take out that whole mineral line, forcing most of the SCVs that did survive to push back to another base. Those siege tanks are going to be doing some damage to those units, and Banelings are coming in. One siege tank goes down, although it looks like Chaos Theory is going to be able to hold off this attack with not too much damage taken. It looks like Chaos Theory should be heading forward and try and finish off Dismal.
Yeah, that was a beautiful hold there, beautiful split, beautiful tank spread, and even though he didn't have a planetary fortress at his gold base, interestingly enough, he still managed to hold that off. He got all of his SCVs taken out. I don't know why Dismal left the orbital command, but there's the GG anyway. I was gonna keep on going, but GG. Chaos Theory takes that game.
Something to note, this is round 2, so it is going to be a best of 3.
Oh, good.
So we got more games of these two to cast. That was a very good game. Like you said, that split was very, very crucial. And very well planned.
In the end, it was just Dismal's choice of tech that really killed him. He went for too much tech with not enough economy to support it. And then he ended up not really using each tech either way. Only 4 Infestors and 2 Mutalisks. You know, that's kind of just going, I'll get everything. I guess it'll be okay. But then he ended up with just a Zergling, Baneling, Infestor army. And like I said, it could be good with the Infestor fungals, but he just kind of moved his way into the counterattack, and moved his way into the Terran siege line, and the result was a GG.
Okay, I apologize for the lag issues. Hopefully it's been a bit better. I have no idea why. I'm putting out 800, almost still 1,000 kilobits per second, so it should be, I mean, that's pretty, I shouldn't be lagging. That is very odd.
Oh, chat is saying I need a lot more volume. I'll try to speak up, I'm sorry, and hold the mic closer. I do have a weird mic setup right now. My normal headset microphone is broken, so I have my headset on for my listening enjoyment, and then for my talking enjoyment, I have this microphone here, and it is a typical music microphone that you would see on stage. You know, just you hold the handheld microphone. I don't know how else to explain it, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. That's what I'm using right now. It's not really the best for this, but yeah, it's getting the job done, and I feel like I'm an MC or something, so it's a win situation. But we're in the lobby for the second game. Oops, I didn't press join game because I was looking at the stream chat. Bad tisk on me. But here we go, second game, Shattered Temple. Take it away, Porky.
Okay, so it looks like we should be starting here very shortly. I applaud them for not all of a sudden changing who's player 1 and who's player 2. I had some fun messing around with the scoreboard last night. It's not fun to mess around with that.
Oh yes, that's caster hell right there. When you change up your colors, change up your player 1, player 2, all that good stuff.
Yeah, StarCraft 2 is not like WoW. It's not a beauty contest here. We're here for the games, not for what color you are.
It's the games. It's the games.
Okay, so it looks like we got Chaos Theory spawning as the Green Terran here on Shattered Temple at about 8 o'clock position, and then spawning as Dismal in the Pink Zerg at about the 2 o'clock position. This is Tactical Carnage weekly tournament, Sunday tournament at that. I'm Steven Berger, the official caster for Tactical Carnage. This is game number 2 and round number 2. If Chaos 3 wins this, he will go on to round number 3. If Dismal wins this, it will force one more game And I'm here with.
I'm Visible StarCraft, of course, and I am the unofficial caster of Tactical Carnage, also a player. And we're here for another game. It's going to be interesting. Thing to note, Dismal changing up his tactics, sending out that Overlord to scout. He didn't do that last game. His Overlords were all in his base, all just chilling near his hatcheries. He was nervous. He didn't want to get them killed. Marines, I heard they're good units. I heard they kill Overlords. Pretty. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Okay, yeah, and we got the barracks coming up. Nothing too revolutionary from that Che Guevara SCV this time. But yeah, just standard old ZVT. We love it. Some hate it, but there's not much to say about it, especially in this early game, unless there's a 6 pool or something fancy schmancy, but nope, just a 15 hatch.
Yep, that is what it looks like it's going to be. Once again, I apologize for any lag that's happening. I don't know why. I'm still putting out the same amount of kilobits per second that I was putting out last night. But if it is lagging still, just bear with me. Hopefully it'll fix itself out in the end. If it does not, then I can assure you it will be fixed by next Sunday. All I can say for now is probably the crappy college internet, although it really hasn't failed me yet. But we will see.
Please try refreshing your stream, changing the video quality, anything like that. Just doing those little things can change any lag issues with Twitch TV. I watch streams sometimes, and yeah, it's a big
Yeah, that's
issue.
true. It can also be Twitch problem. Twitch has been known to have
Yeah.
problems very recently. At that, I remember they had some banning issue where random people were getting banned from streams and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah,
like
some little bumps from Twitch, but you gotta love them. I mean, they bring us these great streams.
that is true. Looks like that hatchery's just going to be finished. And it looks like we're going to be seeing Reapers now coming out of Chaos 3. So definitely going like we saw in the first game against with unnamed player against Dream. So we'll see if this decides to work out for Chaos 3 in the end, or if it does not.
Yep, and this bunker is going down at the natural of Dismal. Does he see it? I'm going to the Dismal vision. He does barely see it as the hatchery finishes, so he's sending his drones down there. No, he's not. He's indecisive. He's sending his Zerglings down there instead, but it's only 2. He doesn't know. There's a
Oh, and
Reaper.
those Zerglings are not going to see it.
Oh,
Those Reapers.
They're running. Oh, this is a lot of indecisive, but another bunker going down.
So he's definitely committing to this.
What he needs to do.
Looks like we got another Reapers being made, but there's another Reaper heading out. So it looks like Chaos 3 is going to be committing to this bunker rush, and we'll see if this one will be able to handle it.
I like this alteration. It's still a Reaper fast expand, but he's following it up with Reapers instead of Marines. I really like it because you're going to get extra harassing. You're going to cause a lot more Zerglings and Roaches, of course, as we have the Roach Warren coming down right now. So no economy coming down from this hatch first from Dismal, which is exactly what he wanted, but is being denied by these Reapers. And 2 bunkers, SCV leaving for some reason, just like, hey, I'm out of here. I don't want to repair you guys anymore.
His healthcare benefits got taken away, so he's out of here.
Yeah, he's back to the base, gonna mine some minerals. The easy job, not building bunkers on the creep of the Zerg.
And it looks like the second hatchery is going to go down. Dismal not sending in any units to defend against this, and the second hatchery is going to go down.
Beautiful harassment. He's just salvaging that one bunker free, and there we go, popping right back out.
Yeah, very nice of Dismal, even though he probably could overcommit to this and take out Chaos 3, although Chaos 3 does have those Roaches there, so it would probably defend against those Reapers. Chaos 3 just did huge amount of damage. That whenever you can harm a Zerg's economy, you always want to do it. And it looks like those Reapers are going to head into the main here. All those Roaches will be able to do it. Barely almost taking out one Reaper, and those Reapers are going to go back to the base. And it looks like this bunker is still here, not getting salvaged yet. We'll see if Chaos 3 decides to salvage that before these Roaches, who are not going to attack it. They're just going to keep on going. And it looks like it did get salvaged, so.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Dismal, he's doing the only thing he can do right now. He built a ton of Roaches. It's not what he wanted to do. He wants his early economy. This is basically like semi all-in. The Terran has a second command center ready to float to his natural. He's got infrastructure coming up, a starport. He's got 2 bunkers, 3 bunkers on the way, and these Roaches are going to come up. to 4 Marines in a bunker if he reacts in time.
And it looks
And
like
here
he's
we
going to
go.
break down that wall, forcing Chaos 3 to be power. And it looks like those Reapers are going to go down. Dismal might be able to do some damage here with this attack, but he's not attacking those Marines.
I have to say, great decision making from Dismal at this point in the game. You just take out that supply depot. You see 3 bunkers there. That's all his defense. He only has 6 Marines and 3 Reapers. He doesn't have anything. And as you see here, these roaches just taking out pretty much everything. He's not going to get these 3 Marines, but they're pretty much dead, almost dead. And that roach goes down. But a macro hatch going up for Dismal. His speed still isn't done. His natural is just now finishing, but if we took a look at the income tab, it's 32 for Chaos Theory to the 25 of Dismal, so not a good place to be in as a Zerg player.
No, not at all. He is getting his second base back, as you said, so he should be getting his economy and back to where he probably would have liked to have been a little bit early on in the game, but Chaos Theory's harassment was very well planned out. And it looks like Chaos Theory is going to move his second base over and get a bunker to help defend it. The Marine's going to get taken out in the middle of the base, and it looks like we got siege mode and siege tanks being started here, as well as 2 medevacs and combat shields, and a bangling nest coming out for Dismal, as well as lair being started.
So, following it up with some standard ZVT, getting that macro hatch, I like that. He needs to just pump out drones right now. I see 5 in production. He has the queen, needs to be injecting. Get all those larvae. There's that queen in the main, getting that inject. Queen at the ready for the macro hatch to get those injects. So that's the most important thing as Zerg is those injections. No spine crawlers for defense. All he has is 3 Zerglings and a roach. There he goes for double Evo chambers as a wall, maybe expecting Hellions, but that's the only purpose double Evo at your choke would serve. But he's not going Hellions, he's going Siege Marine, and Siege tanks, of course, outrange everything, so they're going to take those out with ease.
You know, so we got 2 medevacs with, well, almost 2 full medevacs. One of them has 1 spot open, but looks like they're going to be heading over to Dismal's base for a drop here, and we'll see if Dismal will be able to defend against this. As we look into the units tab, we have 3 medevacs, 19 Marines, and 2 siege tanks for Chaos 3. And for Dismal, we have 1 Roach and 5 Zerglings. So it looks like Chaos 3 should be able to do some huge damage here with this drop.
Yeah, this is a huge drop. Double drop, Stim and Combat Shield are both finished. And this is going to do a lot of damage. He's scanning, seeing what he likes. Nothing in there. Only thing that's spawning is a lot of Zerglings and some drones, but they're going to be out of position at the moment. He doesn't spot this. Here come the Marines.
Going right into the mineral line, going to be able to take down that queen very easily. Tons of drones are being killed. And that spine crawler is doing some damage, able to get 1 Marine, but it's going to die shortly.
Stimmed Marines are good units, and they are showing it here. They just shine at killing everything that is alive. This is Marine power right here. We're taking out Overlords, we're taking out drones. Looking at the workers killed, he's up to 14 workers that he's killed so far. He's still alive, just churning away. He needs to get in better. There we go.
There we go. Those banelings are going to force those medevacs to pick up and leave. And it looks like we got a Viking on the way. And as Chaos 3 was doing this, he is getting ready to take his 3rd base. So it looks like Dismal was able to hold that off pretty much due to those banelings and Zerglings that came in afterwards. Although Chaos Theory did do some huge damage to those roaches. And it looks like Chaos Theory is going to seek out camp right over here on this ledge. We'll see if he decides to bring in another dropship. It looks like a Viking's going to be heading over there. And he might be trying to head it back into Dismal's base and try to do some more damage.
Yeah, I love the decision to make the Viking always take out some Overlords. They're not going to really have much to deal with the Viking at this point, and it's just 1 Viking. But also, Dismal, I love this. I mean, this is some GSL Code S stuff right here. If you look at the top of his main, he has 3 Banelings in position, but here comes that drop, not near the Banelings, and this is going to do a ton of damage again.
You know, it looks like as this drop is happening, Chaos 3 is going to be coming up with some more units up through the front door of Dismal. Those Banelings still burrowed over there. Not going to unburrow them, I guess. Oh, wait, there they go. Looks like they're going to roll in. Are they going to do any damage? Oh, that one Baneling did a lot of damage. And there it is. GG.
So a resounding 2-0 from Chaos Theory, our green Terran. Some nice timing drop in the second game, and just some overall solid play in the first game. takes that quite easily, I must say.
Okay, so there we go. That was round 2. There were other games. Other games are being played. Everybody, like, I'm not just casting the game that's being played. There are some other games going on. So pretty shortly, I guess we should be starting either another round 2 game or another round or a round 3 game. I don't know how the brackets are working out to be here. So apparently there is some skipping going around. There should be no reason on my end that it's happening. I'm thinking that this is a Twitch problem because I'm still putting out like 1,000 kilobits per second. So I'm not like putting out some measly bandwidth, and that's the bandwidth I always put out. So it should be a Twitch problem. Okay, and to verify, Chris says it actually is a Twitch problem. So it's not. He said he got in touch with Twitch and they're saying they're having problems. So it isn't me. I'm awesome. Still awesome. So
So far, Terran asserting their dominance in this tournament. We have Dream taking out unnamed player in the first round that we casted, and then the second set was Chaos Theory swiftly taking out Dismal, and two strong Terrans, possibly a TBT in the upcoming matches. This is looking some Korean stuff. But why don't you give the audience some update on the brackets?
I was actually just about to do that. I think we're just going to follow Chaos Theory just to make it easier.
Sounds good.
But if we take a look at the brackets here, it looks like the people who made it through round 1 were Cool, Dirtree, Bite It, Chaos Theory, Dismal, Nolan, Compel 2, Dream, and Disman. And it looks like people who made it into round 3, Cool beat Dirtree, Bid It. If I butcher your name, I apologize. No harm to anybody. This is not intentional. Chaos Theory beat Dismal, sorry, as we saw. Nolan beat Complete 2. And it looks like we're waiting to see who wins Dream versus DSA Man. So it looks like we're probably going to be following Cool Chaos Theory just because, I guess. So he's going to be playing Cool, and Nolan is going to be playing whoever beats Dream versus DSA Man. And then we will have the finals. This is going to be still a best of 3 matchup here.
And I just got an invite into the game.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Looks like we have a recommendation to do Nolan, I guess. Okay, so we are going to be waiting to see who Nolan plays instead. So we just have a little bit more of a downtime here. So just enjoy some music. Maybe grab yourself something to eat if you diminished your food supply during the past couple games. So if you're just joining us, once again, this is the Tactical Carnage's weekly Sunday tournaments. I'm Steven Berger, aka Porky, official caster here for Tactical Carnage, which is a great gaming community. Check out our website, TacticalCarnage.com. We are a gaming community for many games. As you can tell, we are StarCraft 2. I still can't talk, but that's okay. I'm not going to give up. We also have a community for World of Warcraft, Counter-Strike Source, obviously StarCraft. And then I am here with...
Hey guys, I'm Visible, and I'm a player with Tactical Carnage, and I'm co-casting today. Having a lot of fun doing it. I think I might do more often. It's a lot of fun, man. It's my first time, by the way.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, first time is always the toughest, but doing well.
Thank you, sir. It's because we have such great games to cast.
That is.
It's the only reason.
So we should be getting underway. We are just waiting for Dream and DSA Man's game to finish, and we will be casting Nolan versus whoever the winner of that is. It's still gonna be a best of 3 matchup here in round 3. Excuse me. So just to clarify, if anyone's joining in here and it is a bit laggy, we have confirmed it is a Twitch problem regarding the lag, so just gonna have to suck it up, I guess, until they decide to, or until they fix whatever it is that they need to fix.
That's unfortunate. So we should be getting to the game pretty soon here. Looks like both the players are just waiting.
So anybody have any questions in chat as we wait? Any interesting spiels? Looks like we should be getting ready in about 2 to 4 minutes here.
Yeah, now would be a really good time to run commercials if we could, but unfortunately we don't have that privilege yet. Or do we?
No, we do not. You have to have. See, that's why everybody should tell their friends about Tactical Carnage. Follow our stream on Twitch. Join the community. Join our forums at TacticalCarnage.com. Support us any way you can.
It's a great new StarCraft 2 community coming out. We're just on the rise. It's a huge community itself, Tactical Carnage is, but they just started a StarCraft 2 division, and it's just booming. It started a couple weeks ago, and we're just getting members daily. And it's Platinum Plus, but we got High Masters, we got it all from there. Platinum, Diamond, Masters. And we're just all working together, having these tournaments, casting these tournaments, having clan wars, and just practicing and getting to know each other and being a clan. Getting to know what it's all about, and that's what StarCraft 2 is. It's such a social game, and it lets you interact with other players and make yourself a better player through that interaction, and that's just one of the great aspects of this terrific game. But here we go, I just got the invite to the lobby, and we're going to be starting in a couple seconds.
Yep, and whoever for hours. When will I be starting to cast for the CSL again? This week is a bye week for every school, so next week I'll be casting my school's games. It's going to be the last game for the regular season. I believe it's November 20th, which is next Sunday. I think I'm really bad at dates and times and stuff, but I believe it's 4 p.m. Pacific or Eastern Standard Time. So you should all tune in for that as well. That'll be casted on twitch.tv/TowsonSC. But enough of that, because we are about to get underway. I don't know. This is actually pretty funny. Another TVZ.
I know, I was just about to say something about that.
Wow.
Not a single Protoss so far, not even a PvT or a PvP, just TVZ, TVZ, TVZ. So that's Tactical Carnage for you so far. No, I'm just playing. We're actually pretty Protoss heavy, so that's why it's even funnier, because Terran Zerg is the least played race in our clan so far, and we're getting all these matchups. So
it's exactly like last night. Like last night in the clan war was Z versus Z and T versus Z and stuff like that.
Oh no, did you just catch that? Dream just made a slight misclick with his probe split, or his worker split, and someone behind the minerals and we're mining for a second. Just a little fun thing to see, but it's not really a big deal. It's only a 10, 15 minerals that he's losing, but
Yeah, so it looks like we have Dream spawning as the pink Terran here on Shakur's plateau at about the 1 o'clock position. And then spawning as the blue Zerg here, Nolan, at about the 11 o'clock position here on Shakur's plateau. So we have probably seen every single thing from Terran vs Zerg today that we could possibly see, except for any cheese, any really bad cheese. So
Yeah, we haven't seen a 2-Rax yet.
That's
I
true.
want to see a 2-Rax on this map. I would love to see a 2-Rax and a 3-bunker wall at the natural. It is pretty cheesy depending on how fast you build the racks. Per se, an 11-11 2-Rax with the 3 bunkers at the natural. That's pretty cheesy, but of course you can expand out of that. And if you do enough damage, I mean, if you get those 3 bunkers up, you can guarantee the hatchery will go down. I mean, unless this guy is Stefano or Nesty in disguise, yeah. So I hope to see something like that. But it looks like we're already going on to 13, adding a gas, so it's going to be 1-Rax, probably another Reaper expand, maybe. We'll see.
And it looks like we have the natural expansion going down for Nolan. And what really decides what the Terran's going to be going here is if what he decides to put on that barracks. If he decides to put on that tech lab, then we can expect some sort of Reaper with a bunker, possibly like the last 2 games we saw. That reactor Hellions are likely.
Yeah, this timing for the gas is perfect, so that he's going to get a tech lab. He's going to have enough for the orbital command, and he's going to be able to follow that up with a Reaper immediately, finishing his wall with that supply depot and sending that SCV on to scout. So yeah, this guy knows his Reaper expand. It's looking pretty solid from here. And the Zerg is doing his typical hatch first, got that spawning pool halfway down, got his gas coming, so he's going to get some speed. We'll see if he pulls off or not, and that's the big indicator here. And just pure standard TVZ right now.
Yeah, but it looks like his Dream's first Reaper is about halfway done, so he should be starting to send those across the map here very shortly. He has not rallied across the map yet, but we'll see what he decides to do with that. Second gas has just finished for Dream as that Reaper is about to come out, and 4 Zerglings are on their way out for Nolan.
No bunkers going down, so that's a good thing for Nolan here. I know playing Zerg, that's one of the most annoying things is a bunker early game, but this Reaper's just sitting in the base, so this time he's not electing to send that first Reaper and show the Reaper, and that's possibly because he didn't build the bunker, or he just didn't build the bunker because he was doing that in the first place. Who knows? We are not Dream, but he is saving up those Reapers, so he's going to go in with probably 3, I would say, move out at 3, and he's going to just go to town on those workers.
Yeah, and it looks like Nolan's heading in here with 4 Zerglings. Dream sends out his Reaper, so we'll see what these Zerglings decide to do, although I think those Reapers are going to be able to fend these off if they decide to attack. Here they come.
Like he's going to show his Reapers. Didn't necessarily want to do that, but he was forced to. But this third Reaper is just about to pop out. If he changes the rally here, he's going to be in a good position, but he turns around with the Reapers. Interesting.
And it looks like a starport is about halfway done for Dream, as well as the second command center is being built here. And it looks like, I think he moved those Reapers back to try and group them up, and I think, yep, he's going to go out and push forward through the sides now. And now we see that rally point going down for that starport all the way over to Nolan's base.
Yeah, and I said standard TVZ, but boy was I wrong. This is not standard TVZ. 3 Reapers with his Reaper speed nitro packs on the way, and he has a dropship coming out. What would the dropship be for? The Reapers don't need a dropship. This is a pretty interesting build, I have to say.
You know, it looks like those Reapers were able to kill off some drones and force the drones to pull off the mineral line for a little bit, forcing some lost mining time, however minimal. And it looks like there's a bunch of Zerglings out now, kind of hovering over that ledge, waiting for those Reapers to jump back over. And it looks like, are they going to jump? They are going to jump over. These are Speedlings. Not able to attack, or they were able to attack, not able to kill off any Reapers at all. Looks like Stims being started, as well as a layer looks like to be coming out for Nolan. Looks like the medevac's over for the Reapers.
Yep, that medivac is serving a purpose now. They can see the high ground with it, so I guess that was a good decision in itself. And now he's just gonna heal them. So I don't know if this is trolling, but this is working.
But he definitely took out all those speedlings. That queen's gonna go down as well. Nolan's looking to be in a pretty bad position here. He does not have many reinforcements here.
And I have to say, Dream is making Reapers look good again. So he's gonna love them in Heart of Swarm when they actually regenerate health, and he doesn't need that medivac.
It looks like all the speedlings are going to go down. That queen's still barely alive. It looks like a roach horn is being put out now, but I don't think that's going to really help Nolan out right now. He's got to deal with these Reapers, and he keeps on spawning the speedlings. But with this little elevator play by Dream, very nice micro, able to deal with these speedlings.
Putting a lot of micro into that, so it's paying off, obviously, but he's still on one base effectively. He hasn't flown that second CC out to his nat. He has a third CC building, so looks like he did that. Do I recall correctly that he did that in the game that we watched previously? He didn't even move out with his expansions until he had that third one building.
Yes, that's very true.
Double expanded. So it looks like that's a playstyle of Dream here in his TVZ.
You know, it looks like all those drones mining at the main base were forced to pull off, and that spawning pool is going to go down. Dream just tearing it up here in Nolan's main.
Great harassment. I mean, this is the perfect harassment, if I can say perfect. I mean, nothing has died. If we take a look at the units lost tab, one unit lost. That was the SCV. 53 for the Zerg. 2,000 minerals behind the Terran. I mean, this is cost effectiveness 101 from Dream right now.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing, Micro. But he did see those roaches come out, so I think that's what forced Dream to kind of back off here. That second base looks to be moving over toward the natural expansion here. And it looks like Nolan's trying to push here with some roaches. As we saw in the first game, those roaches then, those roaches came out for the counterattack. It looks like Nolan's trying to do the same amount of play here. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much damage. Those siege tanks up on that high ground are going to be tearing it up through those ramps. Nice blockade.
And yet again, only one Marine dies in that altercation, trading for 5 roaches, not ideal. Backing up with his roaches now, but really what does he have? He has a layer in his main with a single drone mining gas, and that's it. He has some more drones spawning now, but his economy is looking pretty bad. 38 for Terran, 26 for the Zerg Nolan. His creep spread is the savior of his place so far. I mean, he's got it all the way out to the mid, but
oh, it looks like we have a drop of these Reapers here in the natural expansion.
Wow. Still harassing with the same 4 Reapers.
Yeah, Dream's micro is just absolutely phenomenal.
Taking out these creep tumors now with the scan. So just using these Reapers exactly how they need to be used, basically.
And it looks like Dream's going to be taking his third base up here in the middle of the top of the base here. Mules go down. Very interesting placement. He's going to have very easy access now to Nolan's main base here.
Yeah, this is very ballsy, and it's going to pay off. I'm going to say it right now, because the Zerg doesn't have any idea of this. He's not going to know for a long time, because no Zerg really, unless they're really, really high masters or just extremely experienced, will not suspect this, especially this early in the game. He does have one Overlord way over in the northeast corner, so not even going to be able to scout that much, and there's a GG already. He sees that push coming and he GG's out. He knows he doesn't have anything. Just made 20 drones, explaining himself, yep. That's what happens to Zerg, man. It sucks. Alright, I'm safe to drone up. I'm going to get 20 drones. Oh my god, that's a huge army. GG.
Yeah, that was just, I was totally blown away by that Reaper micro. That was just phenomenal.
A super cost-effective Terran there. I mean, just making Terran look OP. I mean, what can I say? Just a clean sweep of that game. And we're going to move on to the next game here. It's a best of 3. We'll see if Nolan can step his game up and take a game off Dream, or Dream gonna just straight up 2-0 another Zerg in this Tactical Carnage tourney here. It's gonna be on Zelnaga Caverns the next game.
Yep, this is the best of 3, so if Dream does win this match, he will go on to the finals. If Nolan wins, it will force another game.
And the good luck have fun's going off as soon as they get in the lobby. These guys want to play. They're ready to go. Go, 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 all over the place. And here we go.
Zelnaga Caverns is the map again. And it looks like we are going to have Nolan spawning as the red Zerg here on Zelnaga Caverns at about the 1 o'clock position. And we have Dream spawning as the pink Terran yet again at about the 6 o'clock position, or 7 o'clock position. If you're just...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It'll be interesting to see whether Dream goes for another Reaper expand. So far, that's all we've seen out of him is a Reaper expand, if I recall correct, and it's done a lot of damage. That's an understatement. If I'm gonna be frank, a lot of damage. He did obscene amounts of damage, obese amounts of damage. That would be a better description. The amount of damage 4 Reapers and a Medivac did that game was redonkulous. Redonkulous.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was, I mean, he sent in those 4, what was it, like 4 Reapers in the beginning, and he was a Dream only lost like 1 unit in the early game, and he killed like 20 of Nolan's units or something amazing like that. That was just incredible micro.
Terrific Reaper play. I was perplexed when I saw these Nitro Pack upgrades. I was like, what is this, the beta? What are we watching here? But it paid off very well in his favor. And looks like we have a spawning pool first from Nolan. Not going to take that early hatch. Maybe he's thinking because of Zelnaga Caverns, doesn't want to get 2 racks. Who knows his mindset into that. Maybe will do some Baneling bust. But as I say, fear of 2 racks, here comes the 2 racks.
Yep, so it looks like Dream is going to be playing a little bit of different style play as we have seen him before, but still trying to put on that early aggression that we have seen he's really good at. And why not stop? And it looks like that spawning pool is going to finish. Maybe Nolan is thinking that he should get that spawning pool up early to try and help defend against any early aggression, because he did not have the early amount of units that he, or as many units as he probably thought he should have had last game.
Yeah, he's definitely wary now of this early game pressure that Dream likes to put on. He saw that he took his natural way late, but he did double expand, so if you can hold those 2, it pays off. So Dream's playstyle is interesting, very effective, and I gotta commend him for it. And he's taken out the Overlord, who's on the high ground because of the Zelnaga Tower on Zelnaga Caverns, and he's going to take out that Overlord, and that's a free Overlord.
Yep, and it looks like a Roach Warren is being placed down now for Nolan as well. And it looks like Dream's just moving his way across the map. That Overlord, like you said, is going to get taken out. And we should be seeing Dream putting on some pressure here very shortly. And the earlier he does it, the better, because Nolan really does not have much out right now. Has not spawned, or has not spawned any Zerglings actually, just spawning Roaches right now.
Yeah, this is very interesting. He went for the 2 racks. Didn't see the hatchery, so I guess he opted not to get bunkers, so he didn't really, I don't know, he could have built a bunker, but he's just playing very passively for such an aggressive 2 racks. I mean, it wasn't even 12-14. I think it was 11-11. I wasn't watching when he was building it, but it was at 13 and he already had 2 buildings, so I'm assuming it was 11-11 racks. If that early, it wasn't proxied, but I mean, that's an early 2 racks, and you want to do some damage with it. He's sneaking around now as the Roaches are coming out, so we'll see if he can make it happen.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be Roaches heading from Nolan to Dream's base, and Marines heading from Dream's base to Nolan, and it looks like Dream's going to be trying to get a second base here, but compared to his last game, we're not expecting that to move over. And it looks like the Roaches are going to be moving up here. They're going to go up the ramp. Dream does not. He does have a couple Marines here to deal with this, so it should be a pretty even matchup coming up this ramp.
Yep, smartly backing off the Marines because they can outrange the Roaches, and he knows this. So sign of an experienced Terran player right here, and you can tell he's had a lot of 7 roach rushes, wow, roach rushes in his days. So he can defend this with ease, not even pulling any more SCVs than he needs to. He's only one there repairing. Now he's gonna bring more because his barracks is about to go down, but he's eventually gonna hold this off. More Zerglings, no speed on the way, and still on 1 base. So this is gonna be GG unless he kills him with these roaches and lings, but it's gonna be a tough order.
Yeah, Nolan's just putting a lot of minerals into this, as especially since he has not expanded yet in Dream. If he can hold this off, he already has the second base up. It just has to be moved over to the natural, so he's looking to be very far ahead here.
Yeah, he's just extending his lead, getting a double factory down. He's most likely going to get siege tanks. That's going to be the best bet there. And all Nolan has finally taking is natural, but it's at 7 minutes and 25 seconds. That's slow for any race. So he's taken a very late second, natural, and he's got more roaches streaming down. He has just started speed. I don't think he wants to wait for speed because it's too late now. His best bet is just to back off because it's either suicide those units and lose the game or just back off and try to macro out of this. But we'll see what he does.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think what he's trying to do is he's just trying to put so much pressure on Dream that Dream cannot get out of his base. That way Nolan does have that time to expand, and it looks like Dream's going to be heading over his natural right now. He does not see these units placed by Nolan.
Yeah, this orbital is going to give him good scouting. He's going to see the units there, and he's going to be like, I can take this out. He's pulling back his Marines. He's probably going to unload that bunker and just go for it. Or maybe not. Maybe he's just going to be passive and just play his cards right, not risk losing all those Marines. But really, I think baiting that force to go up the ramp and just constantly poking with his Marines is something that he needs to be doing. I mean, looking at the APM, he has 112 APM. He definitely has the APM to do that. He can easily just run the Marines up and down the ramp, just picking off Zergling after Zergling, just running back up to the safety of the bunker, and he's neglecting to do that. But he's just playing it safe, and you can't fault a player for doing that.
It looks like he's trying to move out with his natural expansion again. Will he actually put a lot of units there from Nolan to deal with that? It looks like Dream's going to finally move out of his base and try and deal with his army, and no, Dream just has too much here.
Yep, he waited for those first 2 tanks, and that was his cue to push out. He, like I said, played it safe, and now he's got a safe natural, and he's not even going to push the deal. He's just going to let them run away with their lives. Those roaches are the happiest roaches on the Zerg swarm, I guess. Using my words there for a second. And no creep spread, though, is something I want to put out. 1 creep tumor in the main, but has yet to be spread. So I'd go as far to venture to say that Nolan might be on tilt.
Yeah, it looks like Dream's going to start to push out here. Spire's being started for Nolan, though, but it's not going to be in time for this push here. If we take a look at the units tab, Nolan does have 16 Zerglings, or Speedlings, with 4 Roaches and 2 Queens, and Dream has 3 Siege Tanks with Siege Mode and 19 Marines. So if he can get those Siege Modes up, Nolan's going to be in some pretty deep trouble.
Yep, here he goes, spreading out those tanks, and here it comes. He's going to pull all his drones. Everything is being brought to this fight, and everything is going to be taken out, but he may hold this. Looks like he will, but at what cost? If we look at the income tab, it's 24 to 38. He's way behind in economy, and Dream is just building his infrastructure, building his 3rd base, walling in with bunkers, walling in with those barracks, and still pumping out double siege tanks. So he's way ahead right now. So we'll see what Nolan can pull out. Maybe something tricky like a Nidus. He already has a Spire, but he has almost 700 gas. So we're gonna see Mutas.
Well, definitely. We'll see if Nolan can put any pressure here. Siege tanks are up here to try and defend here. Oh, I'm just going to point this out because I just noted this. If you look on the mini map here, it's shaped in a heart with the creep. I'm sorry, I kind of got
it is. Wow.
I kind of got a little distracted by that. Anyway, let's get back to the game.
Observation.
I don't know if that was
a lot
if
better
he meant
than
to do that, but it's creep art. Anyway, we got 9 Mutalisks have just popped here, and it looks like Dream is heading over to take his 3rd base. at this gold expansion looks like he's heading to, but the destructible rocks are still up.
Yep, and it looks like Nolan is just waiting for these final mutalisks to pop, and he's gonna move out with them. And what he needs to do is deny this this third at the gold that's coming up right now, and he can do a lot of harassment. He only has Dream only has that ground force that's taking out the rocks at the gold right now, and he doesn't have many Marines to defend this Mutaflock. And if controlled correctly, this can do a lot of damage and harassment.
And it looks like Nolan's not going to scout out that third. He's just going to head right into the natural expansion here. And we'll see if Dream decides to pull back from that third. It looks like Nolan is not going to follow those SCVs. He's kind of getting stuck into the middle here. And it looks like he might be forced to push back.
Here he goes. He stims all the things, and he A-moves into the mutas, but he just scares them off. Even those Marauders are like, what? Why do I have to stim, boss? They're just mutalisks. I can't shoot up air. I only got grenades, yo. But hey, that's what you do when the Terran commander's like, yo, stim. He presses that T button, and you gotta inject that. So here come the mutalisks again, and he's not gonna stim this time. He already had his dose of the day, and he doesn't want another one, especially with no medivacs.
It's very true. It looks like those mutalisks are heading back to base. And as this is happening, Nolan's taking his third. Although Dream scans it, and he does pick up that third base here. So we should be seeing some sort of attack heading on to stop that third. And it looks like as Nolan puts down his third, Dream very nicely is going to stay one base ahead of the Zerg, and he's putting down his fourth. It looks like the mutalisks are heading back here.
Yeah, but as you said, these mutalisks coming back for round 2, 3, what is it now? They're coming back for more harassment. We'll see if he does another stim.
Oh, it looks like he's taking down these tech labs here. That's going to halt the production here. Although it looks like the Marauders and Marines are heading back here, trying to fight them off. Although they're going to go towards the mineral line. There's one missile turret, but it's out of range. Looks like those mutalisks are going to be forced to go back, and this fourth base for Dream is almost complete here. Got some upgrades coming out for Nolan. More creep spread. Mutalisks look to be coming back again. They're heading towards the middle of the map here. Heading back. Never mind.
Yep, he's just regrouping with his new mutalisks. He has a good amount now. Let's count them up. He's got 17 mutas. It's a pretty good pack. He could stand to use more, but it's understanding. But now he's running into a lot of missile turrets and Marines, and he's got to back out of there.
Yeah, those missile turrets took down about 1 or 2 mutalisks, and it looks like they're still doing a do harassment, getting down those tech labs.
Loses 2 mutas in the process for a missile turret and a tech lab. I'm not sure about that, but hey, it's keeping the Terran in his base, it's buying him time to macro up, and he's actually kind of making a comeback here. The worker count is actually favoring the Zerg, so the economy is nice. I mean, he came back from this, and he's denying a drop at the same time in his main. Beautiful play, so we may have a comeback here on our hands.
Definitely, that was actually an amazing decision to tech over into those mutalisks, especially since Dream did not really have too much to defend against that. I mean, he's putting down the missile turrets now to help defend against the mutalisks, but those mutalisks were able to stall Dream enough to get Nolan to rebuild some of his units and buildings, although Dream still ahead very, very far in food count here, although it looks like Nolan is going to be able to stall this fourth base here.
Yeah, Nolan with the great mutalisk harass comes in at the perfect time, right as the SCVs are trying to build the missile turrets for the fourth base, and just completely denies it, kills off a handful of SCVs in the process, and now the worker count is heavily favoring the Zerg. But here comes a huge push at the third of the Zerg, and it's going to take out the hatchery, and then some. He's still going, no siege yet. He's just going to steamroll into here.
Thor's coming out for Dream as well. But it looks like those Banelings are going to come in. Those siege tanks doing huge amounts of damage.
Banelings hitting the tanks, not hitting their target Marines, but that's okay. He got all these leftover Marines to deal with. It's probably not going to be enough with just these mutas. It came down to that last engagement. His Banelings did not hit their targets. The tanks are not what you want to use to hit the the Banelings do not counter tanks. The siege tanks soak up huge damage, and look at the mutas just dying to those Marines. This is looking bad for Nolan.
Definitely. I think the one thing that I would have liked to see Dream do a little bit more, because it looks like Dream's Siege Tank Force did get taken out there very easily, because he did have those mutas. I think Dream, I mean, he is starting to get Thors out now, but if he transitioned to that a little bit earlier on, I think that would have put him off a little bit better off. He was able to defend against those mutalisks, and finally all those mutalisks are taken down there. And it looks like no one, yeah.
Playful teasing.
Trying to get some kudo, some extra minutes from Dream, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And there it is.
GG.
It looks like Nolan is gonna take game 2, and he is gonna move on to the finals here in the Tactical Carnage Sunday Weekly Tournament. If you are just joining us, like I said, this is the Tactical Carnage Weekly Sunday Tournament. I'm Steven Berger, aka Porky, official caster for Tactical Carnage. You can join our website at TacticalCarnage.com. We're a huge gaming community that just went into the StarCraft scene. We have a pro team, or a team that is working on becoming an official pro team. We won our clan war last night against Impulse Gaming 4-1, so that was awesome. And I'm here with...
Hey guys, I'm Visva. I'm a member and a player in Tactical Carnage, and I'm here today co-casting with Porky and having a lot of fun doing it. Maybe I'll come back for some future tournaments. But yeah, some great games so far. Terran Domination and TVZ all the way.
So it looks like we are just waiting, I think. Let's look at the brackets here. Looks like we might just be waiting for Chaos Theories and Cool's game to be finished to start the finals here.
And I know Chaos Theory is a Terran. What is Cool's race?
Cool's is, let's see here. On his BNet it says he has not played a Season 4 game. Huh. Guess we can check what it says on Zeke here. He is put down as Protoss. So that would be very nice to get rid of Terran and Zerg games for a little bit.
Yes, it would. We're either up for a TBT finals or a PVT finals, and I don't know about you, but I would like to see some Protoss mixed in here, some color. The bland black and white of the Terran and Zerg.
Yep.
And the purple Protoss, because everybody knows Protoss. They're a little bit pretty.
Looks like the finals will be played on MLG Metalopolis, and it will either be against Dream and Chaos Theory or Dream and Cool. We have yet to find out, and that will be a best of 5. Now, actually, I will be right back. As we wait, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
So just waiting on the finals, guys. So it'll be a couple minutes. If you got some food, some drinks, your cup's running low, your mug, your bottle, whatever. If all that's good, then just sit tight, watch another stream. I don't know, wait around, but it'll be a couple minutes to the finals game. Porky went to the bathroom. He'll be back in just a couple seconds. But it's gonna be a good one, either a TBT or PVT finals, and it's gonna be pretty exciting. All players that are in the finals, or possibly in the finals, are great players. So we're gonna see some good game, a good game in the finals.
Oh no, it doesn't pick up that far. Oh,
And it looks like we have the results from the semifinals, and Cool takes it, so it will be a PBT finals, and I'm very excited about that. I am a Protoss player, mainly myself, and I'm excited just to see a Protoss in this tournament. It's been TVZ after TVZ after TVZ, and there's just only so many Banelings and Mutalisks and Marines my eyes can handle, man. I mean, only so many.
oh yeah, definitely, especially from last night. Like, I think there wasn't a Protoss. It was either, I think it was literally every single game was a Terran versus Zerg, and there was like one Z versus Z from the clan war, which Tactical Carnage won. So,
Yeah, those are great matches.
as always, please follow us on twitch.tv. You will get an email whenever we go live. This is going to be a new weekly tournament every Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you go to our website, TacticalCarnage.com, you can sign up on the forums and find out more information about the tournament, where to sign up. You can always find us. The tournaments are always going to be posted on Zeek.com, I believe, so you can always find it on there. But if you want to find out the direct link, you can just go to our website and go to the forums. So we're just waiting for another game to get underway. Get yourself some more food, put your feet up, take a bathroom break like I just did. But make sure you are back very shortly for the finals. Uh-oh. Looks like we might not have Protoss. Cool is asking me if he can change his race. I don't know if that
Uh,
is allowed. Please don't let it be allowed.
I guess TVT isn't a TVZ, but it's a TVT. Yeah. TVT finals. How many of those have we seen? I mean, if you watch StarCraft 2, if you follow the esports community in StarCraft 2, you know TVT happens all the time in finals. It's dominating.
Uh-oh. Clock says that he can change race, so we are not going to, probably not going to see a Protoss first.
Way to burst my bubble, Cool. Way to burst my bubble.
What? Clocks. Gonna have to talk about that sometime. So we are just waiting here. It should be starting any minute now. I think we are just waiting for both players to be ready here. Finals will be a best of 5 on MLG Metalopolis against Dream, who plays Zerg, or Terran, excuse me, and Cool, who is changing his race. Unfortunately, we might have to send a Mafia team out to his house. But we'll talk about that after the stream. So hopefully all the
Well,
lag from Twitch has fixed itself. Twitch did say they were working on the problem. It was on their end. They were getting latency issues, so it wasn't anything to do with me. But hopefully that's fixed, or at least a little bit better than it was before. Especially for this final games, it should be a good finals. I mean, Dream has been doing very well in this tournament, obviously, because he's made it to the finals, but his micro has just been insanely good. It'll be interesting to see what he does, especially since we don't know what race Cool's gonna be.
yeah, throwing us for a loop. But if it is TVT, he loves his Reaper Expand, and that's a pretty prominent opening in the TVT. So we'll see if he busts out some Reapers again. I'm thinking he will, because his Reaper micro is pretty insane. And Reapers are good, man. They're good, especially in TVT. All they're gonna have is Marines at that point, and then if they have Hellions, they're still good against Hellions because Hellions are light. But we'll just have to see. I mean, we could see some Cloak Banshee early on. That's always a popular opener. We'll just have to wait and see. But it is
Okay.
the finals.
Anything
So
is possible.
this is for all the marbles, and marbles being nothing. Except for some self-respect. You gotta love self-respect, and of course respect from all the Tactical Carnage members and anyone also watching the stream and is impressed by this tournament. It's gonna be pretty special.
Cool is playing Protoss.
Yes,
Yay! Please don't
thank you, Cool.
change. I think he might
If you're
change if he
listening to the
loses.
stream, which makes you a stream cheater, but I love you.
Okay, and it looks like game 1 of this best of 5 of the finals in Tactical Carnage Weekly Sunday Tournament should be starting any second now. The countdown will be going down. And it looks like I think Cool is planning to be playing Protoss, but if he loses, I think is what he wanted to. If he's gonna change, so at least we'll get one good
Oh.
game in. Get one good game. Okay, and as the anticipation screen loads, here we go.
MLG Metalopolis. We'll see if it's cross spawns and we just get some tank wars. Or wow, of course it's Protoss. What am I saying? PvT. So Metalopolis. We'll see. Reaper Expand is prominent in TVP as well. So I don't know. Knowing Dream, he might just do that, but he might not do that because Cool might know his playstyle, or he might just want to switch it up. We'll see what he does here.
Yep, and it looks like Dream's going to be spawning as the pink Terran at about the 6 o'clock position here on MLG Metalopolis, and Cool's going to be spawning as the yellow Protoss, as I say that with great relief. That is not a Zerg player at about the 12 o'clock position. Once again, I'm Steven Berger, aka Porky. You can follow me on Twitter at Steven Berger. I'm the official caster for Tactical Carnage, and this is the Tactical Carnage Weekly Sunday Tournament. This is the finals against Dream and Cool.
Porky. Look, Porky.
What?
What is this, Porky? We got a pylon, Porky, at the gold.
Oh! That was, whoa!
We got 2
proxy
probes on the map, Porky.
Okay,
this is a proxy.
Oh!
Gates incoming. He's scouting both the bases at the same time with his probes. You don't really need to do that because if you scout one position and see he's
proxy
not there,
gateway
the
2.
other,
There it goes.
Yep. Here we go.
This is so interesting. We have not seen this yet today. I'm pumped.
Well, I'm kind of disappointed because the first Protoss comes out and he cheeses. But it's all good because it's the first of a best of 5. So cheesing in the first game is actually really good for the mind games because you send out these double gateways, and then if you win, then obviously you win a game with that strat, and it's also going to put the other player on tilt, or he's going to be wary that you're an early aggressive player, and it's just going to force him to do things that he maybe wouldn't normally do. But Dream doesn't know about this yet, and we'll see how fast he reacts to this.
It looks like the first zealot is on its way out. It's being chrono boosted, and the rally point is directly towards Dream's base. So it's going to be very interesting to see what goes down here. Dream, obviously, he has that one Marine out, not walling off. Honestly, he's just going to send that Marine to that ramp, but we got one zealot's out. We got 2 more on their way. This is some serious cheese. I'm going to classify it under Swiss, just because it might have some holes.
Yep. I was gonna agree with you right there. It's got some holes. It's definitely Swiss cheese, but Dream also has holes. He's going for this reactor, and that's pretty much the worst thing you could possibly do. He's only has that one Marine, and here comes that first zealot pulling all the SCVs, but 2 more zealots are coming in. What can
Oh my
do?
god, those SCVs are getting mauled by those zealots. I think that was a very bad idea. You should not have sent in all those zealots or all those SCVs to defend that, although none of those SCVs are not doing anything. They're starting to attack him, but they're just getting killed.
Get all of his DPS out, but 2 more Marines coming on the way. Does he have any more zealots? He should be double chrono boosting those gateways. He has enough, unless he's wasting it on something else. But yeah,
looks like in the main,
he's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, it looks like there's nothing else being built into the main of Cool. So Cool is definitely committing to this right here. Killing off all these SCVs here, though. Although those Marines are doing some damage here. Are they going to get that? They are going to get down that one Zealot. Still one Zealot left, killing off these Marines, or these SCVs. Only a couple SCVs left, although those Marines are going to get into that bunker and finish off that last Zealot.
Yeah, and you would think Cool would be very far ahead with all this pressure, but if you look at the income tab, it's 9 for the Terran, 11 for the Protoss, so you can see how much Cool has dedicated this to just the pressure. He only has 11 probes right now, so even though he did a lot of damage, basically the damage he did evened him up, essentially. I mean, Terran is basically ahead in tech. He's got a strong 2 racks coming with concussive shield first, probably going to be followed up with stim, and he could hit a timing where Cool just has no units.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the one problem with cheese like this is if you overcommit and you do unfortunately get denied, like Dream is doing to Cool right now, it is definitely not good because then you're just going to be way behind in the mid to later game. And you kind of, I mean, if you want to do some sort of cheese like that with the proxy, I think your best bet is to build everything in your base, build a proxy somewhere, and just warp in Zealots and then attack, because that's a lot safer. You'll still be making probes, you'll still be, you know, keeping up your economy, but when you put so much into a cheese like that, it just hurts you in the end if you can't commit, or if you can't be successful in it.
Yep, he's trying to transition out of it now. Doesn't have his gateway research. He opted for a stalker before getting gateway. I don't know what his decision was there, but there goes the gateway research. We still have these proxy gates sitting here, but he's pressure now because Dream has concussive shelled marauders and a bunker full of Marines, and he's getting his economy back up and running. So this is just evened out and settled down into a, can I say standard game? I don't know.
I think it's okay, but it looks like we're still getting units out of those proxy gates, so he is still making use out of them. It's just going to be curious to see. I think Dream's pushing out here. He should be heading over towards those proxy gateways here and be able to take them out, though there is one stalker already out, one's halfway done here. That pylon, though, is going to be able to get down before that second stalker gets out and gets canceled, and those gateways are going to go down very easily.
Yep, and there goes 2 gates, and now Cool, what does he have? 1 gateway, a few zealots, and a stalker. And Dream has units. If he sends the rally to his base, he could just win this right now with just 2 racks pressure.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is that one point that you were talking about that that's going to get to in the game if you overcommit to cheese, and you're just not, at some point in the game, you're just not going to have absolutely anything. And that's what's happening to Cool right now, and I'm starting to get a little bit worried for him. Although I'm not.
Unfortunately for Dream, yeah, I think you're about to say it. He's going back in his base. Oh, but he looks like he's just getting more units, and now he's going to go.
Yeah, and it looks like those stalkers and that zealot is going to be getting. It is going to retreat here, although placing it back here. See if they decide to actually fight. I don't think so. But it looks like Dream might be able to follow them back all the way to Cool's base.
Yep, we'll see if he's putting on the pressure or not. Leaving 1 SCV on gas, Dream is, which is smart because he needs to get his SCVs back up and running since he had no economy. But now he has no stim on the way. Not as many marauders are going to be in this ball, but maybe he just knows that his opponent did a proxy 2 gate that didn't do as much damage as he wanted it to, and he can just freely walk in with his bioforce. However, there is a sentry, 2 sentries, so we'll see the force fields, how good they are, and if this guy has HUC control.
And it looks like we got a Dark Shrine coming out now for Cool, so possible DT is coming out here. I think that might be a good transition to go to. It's just a matter of if Dream can attack early on enough to stop it.
Go ahead.
Cool is not using any of his Chrono Boost here on anything, and his Warp Gate's taking forever to finish here, so I don't know what he's doing about that.
Yeah, he's just too concentrated with this pressure at his front door. He needs to keep those force fields keep going, pull those zealots back. No need to lose free zealots, and now he's going in for attack that I don't agree with, but he has no force fields left, so he's forced. But a sentry and a zealot coming out, but they're up the ramp now, and he's going to have a hard time dealing with this. Just giving the Terran units right now, just throwing away a sentry here and there, and here comes the probes.
And it looks like as this is happening, Dream is expanding, although it looks like Dream's going to be able to take down this army here, and is going to be able to force these DTs, although the Dark Shrine is finished now, although no DTs are warping in yet, because those warp gates are still being applied here, although scan goes down, the Dark Shrine is going to go down, although 2 2 Dark Templars are going to be able to warp in. Although there is a scan, so those things. Oh wait, scan is
Oh,
away.
no more scan energy either. This is gonna force him out of the base.
That was so lucky that those Dark
Yeah.
Templars finished right when that Dark Shrine died. That was very lucky.
Very lucky indeed. And now it's shifted into Dream's favor. If you look at the income tab, it's 29 to 14, but these DTs are chasing the army away. Still not enough energy for scan, not even that second orbital. So he's going to not have a scan for a while, getting a turret up at his front. So he's going to be safe for these DTs for now, but allowing Cool to get back in this.
Now, what's interesting here is I don't think Cool's attacking with. Okay, he is attacking with. He seems to just be walking with Dream here instead of attacking, but it looks like he is starting to attack now. Though it looks like Dream kind of chased the Dark Templar away, so now the Dark Templar is not in range. And there goes the scan, and that Dark Templar is going to be going down. There is no more Dark Shrine here yet. Another gateway is going down, so there are no more Dark Templars, and it looks like Dream's gonna be able to pull this off. I think we should be seeing a GG here soon.
I think you might be right, because there goes all the units. And we're just waiting for that GG essentially, because Dream has this in the bag. He's got units at home, that DT harass is denied, and as soon as that happens, he GG's.
There we go. Game 1 is gonna go to Dream here in the Tactical Carnage Sunday weekly tournament. This is a best of 5 though, so Dream does have a chance, or Cool does have a chance to come back here. We'll see if Cool does. Should be starting game 2 very shortly here.
So far, starting off the game with the double proxy gate, didn't do as much damage as Cool wanted it to, and proceeded to transition into DTs. And like I was saying in that first game, that's the desperation move. If Zerg could make DTs in that situation, if Terran could make DTs in that situation, that's what they would make. I mean, when you down and out, you get DTs, and that's exactly what he tried to do. And almost made it work, but of course Terran has unlimited scans, essentially, so he just waited for energy for the next scan and took that out handily and proceeded to win the game.
Yeah, and it looks like Cool though has some fans in the chat. We got Enter Mencia or Menica, hopefully I'm pronouncing that wants Cool to win. So maybe they'll get their wish, maybe they won't. But you'll have to stay tuned to find out, because we are about to enter game 2, and it looks like Dream is going to be changing his race to Terran.
Cool, that is.
Cool. Sorry about that.
It's all good, but disappointing nonetheless. TVT now, transitioning from a PVT finals into a TVT finals. So here we go. Game 1, TVT finals, everybody. Don't remember that last game. Just forget all about it. It never happened.
Being with all the Terran, especially that we have, you might be getting confused that we might be part of the GSL, but we are not. So I'm just going to clear that up right now.
We are not affiliated. We just have a lot of Terrans in this tournament, ladies and gentlemen.
Very, very true. And it looks like
in the top, the 12 o'clock position, we have Dream landing as the, what is this color? This is pink. It's kind of pink. I guess it's the pink. We'll call him pink. He's pink. He's pink Terran. And down here in the 6 o'clock, also landing, because he's a Terran, guys. They land, you know. They don't just spawn here. They don't just warp here.
They don't just manifest out of thin air.
Yeah, they land here like bosses. They rule the skies. They got this huge flying building that just lands and produces workers like magic. And here we go. We got a TVT finals and supply depot going down. Like, whoa, it's crazy.
Don't get too carried away there. Looks like Dream's going to be going off for his wall off that we have seen him do in every game in this tournament. Cool. Not going with that wall off, which is okay versus Terran. Versus Terran is really not that necessary.
Oh, looks like you got the overlay.
Oh, whoops, my bad again. I mess that up every single time. It's sad. I even have my netbook behind me to try and remind me to look over. I just failed to look over. That's okay. That's why we have chat, and that's why we have other people.
Oh yeah, the wonder of the internet.
It
So amazing.
looks like Cool's gonna
Can't
be
face.
scouting his next door base, although Dream is obviously not there.
Interesting thing to note, however, this is MLG already, but Blizzard did get rid of close spawns, so now things like the double proxy gate, whatever kind of proxy cheese, are now so much easier because you already know that you cannot get these close spawns even on the ladder. So I'm surprised. Well, I haven't really laddered that much this season, but I haven't gotten any proxy cheese so far. Maybe it's because players just don't like cheese, but I sure used to get cheesed a lot, but not anymore.
Yeah, I have to admit, going off of that point, I have gotten a lot of cheese in the beginning of SC2 because I've played since beta. But like now, cheese is, I mean, I don't really see it as much at all anymore, which is good. Which is good because I don't like cheese. And it looks like Cool's at space and should be getting taken out at some point. I'll take that
Yep,
first one.
and
Cool.
Dream's SCV running around the base and will die. And Cool's SCV still living, but he's eventually gonna die because he's trapped in here till his death.
It looks like Dream's going to be going with a Marauder first here instead of Marine, and Concussive Shells is almost done here. It looks like that Mirage is going to be heading to the center of the map here. Is it going to keep on going? It looks like it is going to head over to Cool's base, probably do some scouting here. It looks
This is
like...
a really interesting opener from
Yeah.
Dream.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you rarely see the Marauder come out very first, unless it's playing Protoss, since the Marauders obviously do huge amounts of damage to Stalkers. But we got another Marauder, two more Marauders on its way out for Dream. It looks like there are two Marines here for Cool, but it looks like Cool's not attacking this Marauder yet. There's a second one on its way.
Yeah, interesting build. I maybe thinking that he was expecting Hellions, which, ironically enough, is what Cool is going for, going for Reactor Hellions, unless he's just getting Reactor Marines and just gonna do some kind of 1-1-0 opening. But maybe he was just trying to counter Hellions, because that's really the only reason to get these early Marauders. You don't really need Concussive Shell for anything TVT-wise except for Hellions. So, still doing a lot of damage, even though it's not a Hellion opening. So, good opening nonetheless.
Yeah, he was able to take down some Marines. I believe he did get some of those, SCVs down as well. We still got some Marauders coming out. If we take a look at the units lost tab, Cool has lost 6 units and 300 minerals, and Dream has only lost 2 units and 175 minerals. And Cool's loss is increasing, so it looks like Dream's little harassment here is going to work in his favor.
Yeah, I mean, these Marauders are big, beefy guys. They got 125 health, and they're looking pretty good right now. Every unit that Dream seems to open with or utilize at all in his gameplay has just turned into just some masterful unit that we've never seen before, but making Marauders look like they're a good opening to go with in a TVT, where the Terran, with opposing Terran, gets Marines first. You would never think of that, but ending up doing tons of damage and able to expand off of that, getting his 2 extra racks now, and he's going to just transition to a nice 3 racks timing push with Stim.
Right, definitely. And it looks like from Cool we have Siege Mode coming out, as well as the Starport is halfway done here. And it looks like we got Stim being researched for Dream, as you said. And it looks like we got a pause.
So we'll take a little break. Cool's got to help someone. He's got to help an old lady cross the road. He saw her from his window and was like, "Oh my God, old lady, don't walk across the road. I'll help you." And that's what he did.
I was actually going to say, along the same things, although I was going to say he was going to help a needy kid, but I guess that works just as well. Cool's a very, I'm assuming he's very, oh, what was I going to say? Forget it. I thought I was going to go somewhere with that, but I didn't.
Well, you can't say he's a nice guy because he proxy gated in the first game.
That's very true.
So maybe he's not helping out a grandma.
We were just confused about his personality.
Or not buy. He's going to steal some cookies from the Girl Scouts. That's what he's doing. That's the official story. And we're back. He's back. Go. Here we go.
It looks like that Starport 4 Cool is going to get finished here, and it looks like Dream is going to be, oh, Dream is actually moving his second base after it gets made instead of keeping it until he gets 3 bases out, which is kind of new for him. And it looks like those SCVs are going to be transferred here as well.
Yep, and Cool's just getting 111 up and running, getting a Banshee, Tank, and Marine. This is pretty much the Protoss way, the Protoss build, TVP build, but he's not adding on a reactor. And if you don't add on a reactor to your barracks, usually you build 2 extra barracks so you can get a lot of Marines. Because if you just have a bunch of, or not a bunch of, just a few siege tanks with siege and like a handful of Banshees with the push, you're not going to have much Marine support. But it is a TVT, so we'll just see how it goes. Usually the siege tanks tend to be the damage dealers, and Marines just stand there with their guns looking cool.
Yeah, it looks like Cloak is about halfway here, so we should be seeing those. I'm assuming those Banshees are going to be coming out here. And I think he's going to be pushing with those Banshees and then pushing with his main army as well at the same time. It looks like that's what he is going to be doing. Scan goes down though.
Scan.
So Cool's little push here is going to get seen by Dream here, and we'll see what Dream decides to do to try and defend this. He does have a bunker here, so it's going to be able to. Those Marines that are in there are going to be able to do some damage against that. It looks like some more SCVs are being transferred here from the main into the natural.
However, Cool, does he have siege? Let's take this. Yeah, he does have siege mode, so he's going to be able to outrange these bunkers. He should just drop a scan and see that all he has is Marines and a bunker and move his siege tanks up in range, but he's just going to be content with leapfrogging them. But he will outrange this bunker, and all Dream has to deal with is Marines, and that's not what you want to get.
And it looks like that bunker is going to get salvaged. No, it does not get salvaged. And it looks like those siege tanks are doing huge damages. Those SCVs are going to get tacked in first, trying to take up most of that damage. And it looks like they are going to be able to get down those 2 siege tanks.
Wow.
Although there's still a Cloak Banshee here that gets taken down as well.
Eating my words. Clean that up, making it look so easy. Pulled all SCVs, losing just a couple. If we take a look, 14 workers killed from Cool, so never mind, that is quite a few workers compared to Dream's earlier harass with the Marauders only killing 5. So we'll see. I mean, the income is slightly ahead in Dream's favor, of course, because he has that natural expansion, but he is only ahead by 4 workers right now. Banshee from Cool coming in to continue to harass. He has Cloak finished, but there is a missile turret there. So he's just gonna poke and be annoying.
And we take a back look at the units lost tab. It looks like they're pretty even on as far as units lost. Resources lost. Well, both of them have lost 25 units. Dream has Cool has lost a considerable amount of more resources than Dream has, and Dream is also just ahead on food here. And it looks like a starport's being started for Dream here. Should be seeing some medevacs pop out of that, being that Dream does have a huge amount of Marines here. And it looks like a second base is being started here for Cool a lot later than he probably would have, although he is also building a third at the exact same time.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he has to do in this situation. He lost his first push pretty resoundingly. Only going against SCVs and Marines, not really, doing any significant damage. And now he's getting that third up. Gonna fly it over to the eastern expansion. And right now we just still have Marines. He's gonna get medivacs. I would like to see a reactor on that factory while that starport was being built. However, that was not the case, and we were just gonna go with Vikings, it looks like. So no medivacs to heal up these Marines. He just wants Vikings to get rid of this Banshee, because look how pesky it's still being.
Yeah, Cool doing some nice macro with that Banshees, but yeah, I think there is a medevac coming out now, so that Viking is just made to deal with this Banshee, and hopefully it will get it down. It's still cloaked though, and there is no scan up, so it's still gonna be able to do some damage here. And it looks like that third for Cool is still just sitting there as well.
Yep, the orbital get finishes, and there he goes, he lifts it up. That's interesting. He builds it all the way over in the corner of his base, seemingly to just fly over that chasm and take the 9 o'clock tube. He's flying all the way over to the back third. I mean, that's a long flight distance, and it's not very efficient. I mean, sure, it's gaining energy, but, when you want to expand, might as well expand close. The closer you are, the better.
Yeah, and it looks like Dream is also expanding to this gold base here, and being that since Cool is flying across the map here, and Dreams is kind of almost done, they actually might be taking their thirds at about the same time here. And we got
Yeah, the
three
way that
Vikings coming out for Cool as well here, and another Viking coming out for Dream.
it looks like Dream is pushing out as soon as that second medevac arrives. His Marines still aren't fully healed though from the last battle. Um, Maybe we'll see him heal up and then go, but looks like he's just gonna barge in here. There's tons of tanks for Cool on the high ground, and look at this. These Marines are just gonna die.
Stim goes down, but at what? There's just way too many siege tanks, as you said, to deal with that on the high ground. They demolished that Marine army, and now their food count for Cool and Dream are very almost close, almost even now.
Yeah, he just didn't realize, obviously. He didn't throw a scan ahead of the push to see what was there, and unfortunately he got caught in a huge tank line fire, trading nearly all of his Marines for a single tank. Never want to do that, and he's going to back off, realizing what he's done. But he has the gold up now, so he's going to be ahead in economy-wise, simply because they're on the same bases, but he has the gold. And Cool only has mules, basically, on this third, because the rocks leading to the third aren't even broken yet.
And it looks like Dream heading in with two drop ships here through the back. It looks like he's going to be headed towards the back of Cool's main here. And we'll see if Dream will be able to do any damage here. It looks like Cool might be able to scout it, and he just got it with those Vikings. Is he going to be able to get down a full medevac before it drops? Oh, he killed almost half of a medevac drop. Very, very nicely done by Cool here. And it looks like Cool's going to be able to finish this off.
Yeah, this drop doing a little bit of damage, doing what it can. The medevac has died, and the Marines are left to fend for themselves, so they're just going to be like, screw this, I'm going to run into a bunch of siege tank fire.
And it looks like Cool's getting ready to push out here. And looking at what Cool has here, it seems like he has a pretty nasty army. I mean, he does have a lot of siege tanks. If we take a look at the units tab here, Dream has 2 medevacs, 1 Viking, and 28 Marines, whereas Cool has he had 4 Vikings, 10 siege tanks, 9 Marines, and 1 Banshee. Although Dream being pushed back here. And if Cool can get some good positioning on these siege mode tanks, he will be able to do some huge damage here.
Yeah, kind of bad Viking control up in the middle of the map, and canceling all those racks was a dream because he realized he's not going to get them up, so why waste the minerals? Smart decision there. Tons of siege tank down right now, and Dream is just going to run in here and commit more into the siege tank fire, but he doesn't realize how far back the siege tanks go. And he really only has one hotkey for his units, and that was the reason all of his Vikings died and losing air domination as a result. But it doesn't really matter because he has so many siege tanks. He can just continue leapfrogging into the gold, and now going to go into the natural, and there's GG. So wow, I'd say that's a comeback.
That was an amazing comeback.
That was good. I mean, I liked the early Marauder expand. I liked the high ground siege tanks. It's what a lot of players neglect to do. They just have their siege tanks in a bunch, usually in TVT, and they just deploy them all at once to get the maximum splash damage firepower out. But he had them strategically placed up on the high ground, and it just happened to be in his favor. No scan to look up on the high ground, and just sniped all Dreams Marines on that timing push with Marines and Medivacs, and it was pretty much it from there. Cool just had to maintain his lead, clear up any possible drop harassment, which he did with minimal losses, and he proceeded to just win the game with the tank wars.
Huh. Well, Dream is saying that he thinks Cool is cheating. That's a big accusation.
Whoa. Drama after 2 games. That's a good one. Getting it off to a nice start here in the finals. Already getting some drama. And it looks like in the chat, Dream and Cool are saying they need a sec. So we'll take a break here. I have to go to the bathroom because I'm a human being. So I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, if you are just joining us, this is the Tactical Carnage weekly Sunday tournament. It's tied 1-1. It's a best of 5. Map is MLG Metalopolis. Dream vs. Cool. T vs. T. Once again, I apologize for the lag. It might be Twitch. I've heard it was Twitch, but apparently other streams are working fine, so it might be mine. I have no idea why. It shouldn't be. So I apologize. As we get game number 3 on the way, feel free to follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/tacticalcarnage. Follow us here on Twitch, and you'll get notified whenever we go live with our tournaments or clan wars. Feel free to visit TacticalCarnage.com. It's a major gaming community that just ventured into the StarCraft 2 realm of things. We have what is going to be a pro team. We won our first clan war last night against Impulse Gaming, so that was awesome. So we are just waiting for the next game to be started here. Although people are saying that Cool is cheating. So I think the next game might be delayed a little bit.
Okay, and I'm back.
Welcome back. Apparently there are some other people saying that Cool is also cheating as well. So I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know what basis they're taking it off of though, but
This is this is unfortunate. Wish we could just get on with the games in a good manner way, and then if you lose the finals, then accuse of cheating. But you just lost one game. Why accuse then? Like if you lose the finals, I mean, there's nothing on the line here anyway. So just play it out. I don't understand.
yeah, that's very true. Um, I have a
Maybe
lot.
he was joking. I hope that was the case. Just like,
Maybe.
trolling, saying, "Oh, cool cheating, cool cheating,
Hopefully that
cool
is the
cheating, bro."
case, and it looks like we are going to be getting into game 3 very shortly. So as they duke it out here, how's everybody in chat doing? I don't know why they're saying they're cheating. Dream said that, I guess I can read chat if everyone's that interested. Dream said that he perfectly reacted to the drop that he did. I can't even, everyone's typing so quickly in chat I can't scroll through it.
Yeah, basically, it's just like he reacted to the drop and he pulled SCVs before the Marauders came, and so that's why he thinks he was cheating. Because he reacted too perfectly to the Marauder harass. He pulled SCVs at the perfect time. But really, I mean, I didn't see any evidence of cheating. If you think an attack is coming, you pull SCVs to repair or
Yeah.
to deny anything.
But at the
because
end
you
of
can
the
only
day, it
have
is
one
just for
Marine for you
bragging,
to
right?
fight with.
So.
Yeah, plus that too.
Anyway, it looks like Cool's getting invited into the game, and we should be starting very shortly here. I
So
love
now
these.
this
I
is gonna
love
get
these people in the tournament. They are not changing their colors. So nice of everyone.
and it's MLG Metalopolis again.
Yeah, I think the best of five, like the maps, it's for the entire series. I think when the maps are picked. I think. Well, I think the loser should be able to pick the next map, but I guess not.
So here we go, game 3. It's tied up 1-1. Cool just took it back. He switched to Terran and he won the game. So apparently he is confident in his TVT and not as confident in his PVT. So we'll see what the rest of this series looks like. They're pretty evenly skilled players. Dream was ahead that last game, but here we go on Metalopolis.
Yep, and it looks like we are going to have Dream spawning as the pink Terran yet again at about the 12 o'clock position, and Cool spawning as the yellow Terran at the 2 o'clock position. Now they are on close spawn points here, so it'll be interesting to see if either player takes advantage of the really close air distance, either with cloaked banshees or dropship harassment. If you're just joining us now, this is the Tactical Carnage weekly Sunday tournament. I'm Steven Berger, aka Porky. You can follow me on Twitter at Steven Berger. I'm the official caster for Tactical Carnage. And this is a great gaming community. We do other games like Counter-Strike Source, World of Warcraft, and a bunch of others that I can't name off the top of my head. Obviously StarCraft, because you're watching the stream. You should follow our stream on twitch.tv. Just click the follow button at the top of the stream. You can also visit our website to find out more about our weekly tournaments at TacticalCarnage.com. And I am here with...
Hi guys, I'm Visva, and I am a player and a member of Tactical Carnage here co-casting with Porky today, making it all the way to the finals, still having fun, by the way, so I'm not getting...
That's the most important. It doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
win or lose the game, as long as you have fun.
Oh yeah, and casting sure is a lot of fun because you know what? You can't lose. What do you know?
Or
So
win.
just win all around, yeah. Well, we're winning just because you get to sit here and watch the best game of all time go down, and you get to talk about it, and it's great.
It's very true. As Charlie Sheen, well, I can't remember. I was gonna say some like winning quote from him, but I just can't. I just kind of remember. So I guess just by saying we're winning, it's kind of like that.
Winning. And nothing too atypical right now. They're pretty much at the same exact place. They're doing the same exact build so far, except Cool is adding on his second gas a little bit earlier. We do have the orbitals, of course, coming out at the same time, and it's interesting to see what Cool is going to do with the second gas. I'm thinking you're going to be right with your Banshee statement.
Yeah, I'm always interested to see cloak banshees because it really, I mean, especially in like when you're in like a T versus P where like you might as a protest you might not necessarily have that detector up early enough to deal with cloak banshee, so it can get really annoying. But with Terran it's actually not, I mean it's not a bad idea obviously to go cloak banshees, but since you do have the orbital command center it's not as bad to deal with as it is with other races obviously. But it's still very interesting to see. Any harassment is always fun to see, I think.
Right. And in a TVT, Cloak Banshees really are designed just to punish overmuling, and if they don't overmule, just to make the opponent waste their energy on scans instead of mules, so that the opponent, I mean the player who is doing the Cloak Banshee can just mule up himself freely. So just the damage, even if he doesn't kill a single SCV or anything with the Cloak Banshee, just making him spend all of his energy on scans is worth it in my opinion.
It looks like the factory is going to finish here for Dream. Starport is on its way for Cool. It just got started, so it should be finishing very shortly. It looks like the second base has been started for Cool, or Dream, sorry, and it should be getting transferred.